Love that.
Sound great, Herschel.
All right. All right. Let me just get my stuff started here. Hello, everyone. This is Herschel McWilliams,
Hello.
Live Jazz KC. Welcome to Live Jazz KC, our inaugural attempt at this Live Jazz KC Kansas City Jazz Trivia Night. Since we all have no gigs or anything to go do outside or in a club or anything like that, this is something we thought might be fun. And boy, are we excited to have such a great dais of contestants.
When did they get here?
Yeah.
They're logging on one by one.
We're placeholding right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, hey, real quick before I move to the next thing, any first one off the record, any guesses as to who that might have been playing saxophone? I can tell you, it wasn't anybody from the 30s.
I was trying to.
Somebody who has a distinct connection to Kansas City as of late.
Oh,
Sheps?
No.
No, not him. Wow, distinct connection.
I was thinking possibly Joshua Redmond.
No.
That'd be a really good guess, but I'll tell you, it's Tavon Pennicott.
Yeah.
Alto.
That was Tavon. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Smoking.
That was killing.
On alto?
No, it was tenor, man. Yeah. It's just
The drummer was using matched grip, though.
it was in the Netherlands, so probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on, guys. I'm gonna take us to the intro. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Feel free, if you're watching this at home, please share it, start a watch party, do something. We certainly appreciate anybody's eyeballs on this, and we look forward to having a good time tonight.
Hello and welcome. It's time to play Live Jazz KC online trivia game, where we test the knowledge of local jazz musicians, educators, and fans to see who's Kansas City's jazz expert. Brought to you by LiveJazzKC.com and Gladstone Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram. Here's your host and all-around nice guy, Herschel McWilliams.
That's me.
Great intro.
Oh, there we go.
Who is that character? It looks like a mix of Mark Lowry and Steve Martin.
It's Mark Lowry.
Okay.
As we said, tonight's contestants are Jason Goudeau, Brad Gregory, Stan Kessler, and Jim Mair. And if you're so inclined to donate to the Musicians Assistance Fund, we certainly want to help fund in these times where there's a definite need for folks that have been missing income. Some of us are blessed to not as much depend on it, but there are plenty of musicians in town that are feeling this real, and it's a real thing. So as we look towards getting things back open in a safe manner, please, if you're so inclined to donate or contribute, the information is there through Venmo and at livejazzkc.com. It's in the comment section here as well. So guys, moving on, the way we're going to do this, I will say we'll move on to the first question real quick. Everybody's got their paper ready and their pen ready?
We do.
All right. So first question is, Kansas City Jazz Hollywood is the category. What tune does Count Basie Band play in the 1974 Mel Brooks film, Blazing Saddles? What tune does the Count Basie Band play in the 1974 Mel Brooks film, Blazing Saddles, in the desert as the sheriff rides into town?
Hmm.
Want the answer now?
All right, when everyone's ready?
Yep.
And
I just watched that.
Cheating.
Favorite
I haven't seen it in 40
False.
years.
I don't remember. I'm just guessing.
we'll raise them up on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. What do we got?
Oh yeah, it is April in Paris. You're right.
What's your say? April in Paris. April in Paris.
That's right.
April in Paris. So we got
Backwards, though.
Stan.
I lost.
Lost that one. That's we're gonna arbitrary scoring tonight. Brad Gregory gets 4,000 points for his correct answer, being he's not from Kansas City. And
Jim had it.
so because he's a nice guy, he gets 5,000. Jim Mair, you're gonna go ahead and get 5,000 as well.
Yeah.
And Stan Kessler, we're gonna dock
But what
you.
about me? I had it right answer.
I said you got 5,000 points.
Yeah, 5,000.
Yeah. Next
Okay.
one.
It's all good, Jason. It's good.
I want my points, man.
Yeah, I know.
Brr.
All right. So we know that what the correct answer is
April in Paris.
Next question. People, often called the greatest photo in jazz history, name all 4 musicians. If you can see it, I hope you can see it clear enough. I tried to make it as big as we could make it but hopefully you recognize the photo anyway and you know it.
Well, all I see is Count Basie.
Well, it's coming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not a picture.
Can you guys see it yet?
No.
Just a picture of the band.
Hmm.
Hmm.
All I see is the Count Basie Orchestra.
All right, well, let's do this.
Mm.
They were swinging. I know that.
Yeah, they were. Oh,
Okay.
Okay. Can't
Oh, man.
see the whole picture though because it's
Chart.
all for-
Okay.
oh.
Don't say it out loud. We all know
Okay.
who one guy is.
Yeah, that's a given.
I can't see the person on the right. I cannot see the person on the right.
That would be
Or-
the saxophone player.
Okay, but I can't see them.
Well, we'll assume you know who that guy is then.
Yeah.
I wouldn't assume that, but whatever.
Everybody ready?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to show the answer and then we'll see what everybody's got. No change, just honor system. Don't change your answers here. Answers are piano, Thelonious Monk, Charlie Parker on saxophone, Roy Haynes on the drums, and Charles Mingus on the bass. Now, Stan, what do you got? Mingus, Monk, Philly Joe, Bird, Charlie, Teddy, Max, and Monk.
I didn't get
I
Roy.
got 2.
You got, so we got 2 for 2, and we got 3 for Stan. You got a couple. Oh wait, Jim's got all 4. All right,
Nice.
that's a bonus. And we got Monk, Mingus, Bird. So 3 out of 4 for Jason. Nice job, guys. That's not as easy as I would have expected it to be for sure. Next question is another person question. If we can see this, everyone sees it now. Walter Page, best known for his bass playing, was born in Gallatin, Missouri, and played with the Benny Moten Orchestra. What was the name of his band that formed after leaving Moten?
Okay.
Jim Mair should get this. That would be a clue for everybody if you think about it.
Can I call a friend?
Do you have one?
Or a lifeline?
Oh,
Jim Mair. It's because it was the Kansas City Jazz Orchestra.
okay. All right. We got Rob Shep says hi to all the cats. Hey, cats. And America Patton says, good evening, legends. You're legends. She's excited to be here for this terrific evening. Hey, let us know if you're watching. Say hello in the comments. We'll read them as we go along. All right. Everyone have their answers put down?
Yep.
Everybody? All right. Here's the answer is Walter Page's Blue Devils. And Blue Devils being the mascot of the Kansas City, Kansas Community College.
Oh, nice.
That I thought that was appropriate. I'm just gonna unshare this screen and look at what we got here. All right, let me see the answer. We got Blue Devils, question mark. Blue Devils, blue. Nice job, guys. Hey, wonderful job. That's fantastic. Next question. We're not gonna spend a lot of time. This one should be fairly simple, but we need some softballs in there. Person question. This Kansas City saxophonist played with Benny Moten, then became a prominent soloist with the Duke Ellington Orchestra. Everyone should have plenty of time now. Everyone good to go?
Mhm.
David Valdez says hello, guys. Judy Chastain, Melly says hello.
Mm.
All right. The answer is Ben Webster. And let's see how we did on that one. Everybody get that right? Who got it right?
Kenny G.
I did not.
Kenny G. We got Ben Webster, Kenny G, and Brad Gregory. Did you make a guess? Did you guess? You told me what you were going to do if you.
Marshall Royal. I got it wrong.
Ben Webster,
just
nice job,
flew.
Jim. Jason.
Yep.
Good job. We're moving right along. Another regarding a person. Name a high school that Charlie Parker attended. Name a high school that Charlie Parker attended. We good to go?
Yep.
All right. As I understand it, the correct answers could have been either Lincoln High School or Westport High School. Hopefully that is one of your answers there. Somebody's got one of those two. I don't know which. I know at Lincoln, he was only there for a short time before leaving to pursue his professional career. Westport, Lincoln, Wyandotte, R.J. Coles. Let's say R.J. Coles. Is that?
Yes,
Where's
RJ
that?
Coles.
Is that?
Yeah, I thought that was Lincoln before Lincoln became Lincoln.
Oh, well.
I give it to him then.
If it was, then you get it. It was listed on, when I found the answer as Lincoln, but if it was R.J. Coles before that, then you are right. All right. Next one. We're moving right through this. All right, here's a fun one. And this wasn't meant to be brutal, but it could be. It might be super easy. It'd be easy for me because I love this album. But here we go. Name the original personnel lineup for the Westport Art Ensemble.
Okay.
Original personnel lineup for the Westport Art. I remember when this album came out and I loved it. Still do. Still have it. Just looked at it the other day. If you don't have this album, you owe it to yourself to get it.
Yeah, I can't remember the sax player's name, damn it.
Well, that's going to hurt you. That's going to cost you at least 4,000 points.
Uh,
All right, what we got? Show me the answers here. We got
I got 4 out of the 5.
We got Josh Sklar, correct. Jake Blanton, correct. Gerald Spates, correct. Todd Straight, correct. And Roger Wilder, correct. So Jason, I apologize. I knew that was gonna be hard for some. At least everybody got 4 out of 5 except Jason, but
Mhm.
now you know Roger, Josh,
I
Todd,
couldn't.
Jake Blanton,
Jake Blanton, I forgot.
Gerald Spates.
Dang it.
And Jake Blanton, I think last I knew he was on a rock gig playing bass with the guy from The Killers, the singer, the guy singing with The Killers.
He can really play.
Man, tell me about it.
Hey.
Mm.
One of my favorite compers of all time.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Great soloist too.
Here's a great one. Another one of my favorite people to come out of this town.
Oh, Josh is the MD, right?
Josh is a medical doctor. Yeah.
A big time research doctor in California. Next question. This Kansas City pianist was born in, I'm going to maybe brutalize this, Arusha, Tanzania, and made his major label debut on the Blue Note Records at the age of 21.
Lived in Kansas City.
Kansas City pianist was born in Arusha, Tanzania, and made his major label debut on Blue Note at the age of 21.
That's either a Rob Sheps or Bob McWilliams question.
That was,
No kidding.
that was me all day because, well, I don't want to.
Okay. Man.
Can you give us a hint?
He is of my generation.
I'm going to try something.
Don't Google it.
No.
I mean, I'm going to try a name.
All right.
I
let me
can't
know
think
when
of anybody.
you guys are all ready to go.
Okay.
If you're out there listening, if you're watching online with us, feel free to put your own guesses in there. Bob says that is not my question. But here's the answer. Harold O'Neill.
Oh, geez.
Harold O'Neill.
Harold O'Neill.
He recorded on a record with
I knew
Greg
that.
Osby called St. Louis Shoes, I think, or St. Louis.
Wow.
Shoes.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Great question.
What a fantastic.
Gave it away when you said
I mean, his name was literally on the tip of my tongue, literally.
Yeah. And when
I didn't even know he lived in Kansas City.
I knew that he and his brother, they weren't from here, but you know.
And you all, everybody probably knows his brother Chalice, the trumpet player.
Yes.
he was
Here
one,
in town.
one of my students.
Yeah, you've got Harold on there, Stan.
You gave it away when you said your generation. I thought that's got to be it.
Yeah, well, good. At least you got it.
Challenge,
Yeah, he
Challenge is a student of mine. He's still working at the Ambassador Hotel.
he's a fantastic player too.
Yeah.
Here's a fun one. Who is the Kansas City female jazz singer that plays trombone other than Kathleen Holman?
Okay.
And if you didn't know Kathleen Holman played trombone, I just found that out myself the other day.
I didn't know.
I knew that very well.
I knew Stan would, but other than her, this is another wonderful
I know.
jazz singer that also plays trombone.
I know who it is.
She's related to somebody, right?
Oh, don't give it away.
No clues.
Well, everybody's related to somebody.
Well, yeah, but
That's a good point.
I was thinking something very specific.
I know who it is. And not a lot of people know this.
Okay.
I finally get one.
And Rob Sheps says Kathleen plays her ass off.
Yep. She's great.
All right, everybody got their answers on the guesses down?
Yep.
All right. And
Really?
Angela Hagenbach.
There it is.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Read it and weep.
I thought maybe Karita sang.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, Karita does sing once in a while. I'm going to give you points for that too.
I think we should get something for
I
that.
think Karita's
Come on,
a
Karita.
trombonist. I think she's a trombonist
I
who
had
sings.
two.
And she's a wonderful piano player too.
Just
Oh
remember,
yeah, Karita is absolutely a correct answer. I didn't even register that, and I know her well. But both answers are correct.
just remember this moment. I'm the only one that got it right.
You're right. You're the only one. I didn't
You
know.
are.
That'll be the
I
first.
immediately
Trombone.
Immediately went to Karita.
That'll never happen again.
All right. So Angela or Karita is correct answer. So now for a little factoid from Live Jazz KC. Did you know that Kansas City has been named, should we say named, typo, a UNESCO Creative City of Music, and is the only city in the United States with that designation? And
Yes.
Sorry to cut that off, but we're keep moving. Any guesses as to who that would have been?
Bobby Watson.
Bobby Watson and Logan Richardson, both recorded on that record here recently.
And what
Next
was,
question. Who was the
wait a minute, what was the Christmas song quoted in that solo?
Chestnuts.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Christmas song.
Christmas song.
the
Yeah.
Christmas song.
You guys see my next slide here?
No.
Not yet.
All right, we'll make sure that you do.
Well, and also Karita is related to Bobby, which was what Jason was tipping
Yeah,
us
no,
to.
absolutely. Absolutely
So it all
correct.
fits together.
Yeah, for sure. And I bungled that question up. I should have even thought about Karita for sure. Next one, guys, this will be a hopefully a slam dunk because we need some alley-oops going here. So here's one for everybody. Who was the first guitarist to record with Count Basie?
Oh boy.
Oh. Wow.
This isn't a trick question, is it?
It kind of is.
No, I mean, he's the first guitarist to record with Count Basie. Well, he gave us his answer. Don't show it to everybody.
Oh, don't show it.
Well, then all right, let's see the answer. What we got, guys?
Claude Fiddler Williams.
Claude Fiddler Williams. Stan, what'd you get? Don't know. And Freddie
Freddie.
Green.
I put Freddie, but that's,
Sorry, but that is,
I know it wasn't him.
It was, in fact, Claude Fiddler Williams.
that is a trick question. Sorry.
It is a trick question.
Man,
Wasn't meant to be.
there's no competing with Jim Mair. Come on.
Well, yeah. Well,
Most people only know Claude as a fiddler.
Plus, he's sipping on a 7 and 7. No wonder his brain is working so good.
I told you.
Hey, Seagram's really makes your brain hum. Yikes.
Next,
I don't endorse any products.
next question.
Right.
You guys see the picture okay?
Yeah.
All right. Charlie Parker is playing lead alto, but who is the other Parker in the saxophone section? This is the Billy Eckstine Band, summer circa 1944.
Yeah. Other Parker, no?
Meaning last name Parker.
All right.
Just be glad Bob McWilliams isn't playing this game with us.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Where are those gigs now?
Is there, I don't think there's a gig for a 17-piece band.
Jeez.
Answer, everybody got their answers?
Good as I'm gonna get it.
All right, Leo Parker on baritone saxophone. Leo Parker on baritone saxophone. And Maceo Parker.
No, no answer.
Leo, nice job, Jim.
Wasn't ready for it.
Damn it.
Hey, and
Damn it,
another-
Jim.
Another fact about the Billy Eckstine band, that around that time frame, evidently there was a recording ban in the country where bands couldn't record in the studio or whatnot. And so there's very, very little recordings of that band, but there were some heavy guys in that band, from Dizzy to, I mean, the names go on and on. And Rob was telling me all these the other day, and the list was outstanding. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
Gene
these guys-
Ammons.
Yeah, Gene Ammons. Yes. I mean, was it
Art Blakey, right?
Sarah Vaughan, Art Blakey.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure. But Leo Parker. Here's one that was submitted to us, and it's a great one, and I loved it. And it shouldn't be terribly hard, but it's a fun one. Name someone that recorded with both Charlie Parker and Pat Metheny.
Pat Metheny. Wow.
Someone that was on records with both people. Dexter Gordon was also in the Eckstein band. Fats Navarro was in that band.
I'm just gonna take a guess.
And we got guesses down.
Yep.
I
All
gotta
right, let me
guess.
see what we got. Let's see him. Rory Haynes, Jim Mair's correct.
Damn it, I was gonna say that. I really was, I swear to God.
Max Roach, good guess, but it was Roy Haynes. Yes, and
Roy Haynes.
I think he's still playing, is he? Or is he's
Hey,
not,
Roy, and I chickened out.
yeah.
He's still playing. I think
Yeah.
Rob told me, I think Sheps told me that he was 91
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
20-year-old.
or maybe
Yeah.
older.
Everett Freeman was playing with him within the last maybe 5 years.
Yes, correct.
Hmm.
Correct. Unbelievable. And just amazing. Here's a fun one too. Here's another go. I like this question too, and I think this was submitted to me by Rob or Joe, but this is one of the best questions I got, in my opinion. In 1976, this young guitarist recorded with Chet Baker, Charles Mingus, and Irby Green, and then the next year recorded with Jay McShann. Who is he? And so the title of this is Jay McShann, the Kansas City Connection.
In 1976, this
He
happened.
He recorded with Chet, Charles, and Irby, and then the next year recorded with Jay McShann. And then for some reason, it looks like the slides aren't coming through to the Facebook live stream. So I apologize to you out there looking at the Facebook live stream. I can stop the slides.
This is a Kansas City musician.
The Kansas City Connection is Jay McShann,
Okay.
Yes, he's not a Kansas City musician.
but he
Wow.
recorded with a Kansas City musician, so it's adjacent.
Guitar player.
Guitarist, yep.
Name the groups again, or the artists he recorded with?
With Chet Baker, Charles Mingus, and Irby Green in 1976, and then the following year recorded with Jay McShann.
Got no clue.
Completely guessing, but
Shep said Haynes is 95.
are we ready?
Yep, ready, guys? Let me see what you got.
Yep.
Let's see the answers.
I got nothing.
We got who you got? Brad, George, Benson,
George Benson.
Jim Hall. What do you got,
Just a
Jason?
guess.
Question mark.
Nobody.
Stan. Don't know. The answer is John Schofield.
Oh man.
And
John That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think that was Bob's question. So Bob, I know you're watching. That was a great question. It's a really good piece of trivia there.
Yeah.
I was thinking John Schofield.
Second, see here. I'm not going to go to the slides because I don't think they're coming through. So we'll just keep our faces up. Anybody have anything good to say? Take a break for a second. Anybody got any good stories happen lately? Jim?
I'm never competing with Jim Mair again.
Well,
And when are you going to ask where was Joe Henderson born?
Lima.
Lima, Ohio. Yep.
Hey, that's what I'm listening to.
Oh, look at that.
I just
Boom.
got a 2 CD set
Yeah. Joe
Nice.
Hen
with Al Foster and Ron.
and Braun.
Here's another good Count Basie question. What was the name of the first band Count Basie was the leader of, named after the venue in which they started the band? And hint, it was here in Kansas City.
Yeah, I figured that.
Man, there's so many clubs.
I didn't know this until the other day, and I thought it was really important to know this because there's the backstory that goes with it, but it's a really good piece of trivia. What was the name of the first band Count Basie was the leader of, named after the venue in which they started? And I mean a full-size, full band, maybe not a small band, but a big band.
So this was after the Moulton band, but before Basie band.
Right.
Wow.
So, any guesses?
Nope.
All right. It was Count Basie and his Cherry Blossoms.
Wow.
Oh, man.
After voting Benny Moten out as the leader, the band was a band where everybody had equal say. And voting in Count Basie for their band at the Cherry Blossom Club, formerly the Elbon Hotel at 1822 Vine, where that empty facade is just right there on the west side of Vine facing the east.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. It was the Elbon Theater and then became the Cherry Blossom Club. It's Count Basie and his Cherry Blossoms.
Wow.
Great question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was.
Next question. Keeping on the Cherry Blossom Club. The Cherry Blossom Club was where two fabulous saxophonists left a legendary but mysterious story of their all-night lasting jazz battle. Who were those saxophonists? This is one you hear about in the, it's probably been through many different versions of this story, but one of them is correct, but the same two saxophonists are always in it.
Wow.
Feel free to answer in the comments and answer in the chat, and don't put your answer down. There you go. You can't show everybody.
Sorry.
Let's see if everyone's ready, then we can put them up, but I want to make sure everyone gets a chance. You ready, Jason?
Almost.
All right.
It's a wild guess.
You're just not that good at typing on Google yet.
No, bro. I'm not doing that.
I'm just kidding.
Thought about doing it though.
It's easy.
I think I got one, but the other guys.
Partial points or partial points. All right, let's see the answers, guys. Brad, what did you put in there? Ben Webster and George Benson?
No, George Benson was 2 questions ago.
No, Lester Young and Coleman Hawkins are the right answer.
Okay,
Oh,
I got
Fres. Dang it, Jim.
Frez is right, and Hawk. What, Stan, did you have that? What'd you have? Stan?
I had Webster, and Charlie.
Yeah, Coleman Hawkins, Lester Young. And Clopas says Hawkins and Webster. There you go. America Patton even says Hawkins and Lester Young.
Jim, do you just study this stuff all day long?
I used to. Here's a good. Let me ask you guys a question.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first saxophone soloists with the Count Basie band was born in Denton, Texas, and
Hold
his
that thought.
name.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Are we going to do North Texas questions? Yes.
Is that
John
already?
Riley.
We'll get to that.
Okay, okay.
So for those of you who've been around Kansas City a while or not been around a while, I know this precedes me and most of us, but Milton Morris operated Milton's in Kansas City for decades. But what other venue did he own and operate from 1931 to 1938 in Kansas City? And it was fairly substantial in the history of it all.
Wow.
Wow. Come on, Jason. Somebody's got to get this.
Long before my time coming here.
Yeah.
Where are you from? Where are you from again, Jason?
Houston.
Houston. Man, everybody, who was it the other day we spoke to, the saxophonist I was talking to with Sheps? Was it Billy Pierce? Is he the one that's from Houston?
I don't know if he went to North Texas. I don't know.
I think
He could be from Houston.
Yeah.
Don't remember that.
We had a lot of great tenor players in Houston.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Well, I played at Milton's many times and I knew Milton Morris, but I do not know the answer to this question.
All right. Any guesses? I'll give you the answer. Answer
Blame
was the Hey Hey Club,
Hey Club. Oh boy.
located north of downtown at 4th and Cherry, about 1.7 miles from its current Hey Hey Club location owned by Jay Rieger.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was he found lots of interesting ways to skirt the laws. He owned a lot of drugstores that sold alcohol during Prohibition for medicinal purposes and
Only.
things like that.
Here's a question for you guys. Who did Milton Morris sell the club to? Who ended up with the name of the club? Who was the last owner of Milton's?
No idea.
Can you give me a hint?
Well, they had to tear down that whole block and he moved it to 39th and Southwest.
Yeah.
And that's where it stayed until it was, I'll give you a hint. His first name and last name start with the same letter.
I need more than that.
Oh man.
You can call me, or you can call me, Well,
I'm thinking Paul
Jay.
Simon and Betty now. What is it?
Ray Reapin.
Ray Reapin.
Ray Reapin.
And that the Houston tenor player was Billy Harper. That's who it was.
Billy
right,
Harper.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Amazing.
Or Billy. Oh, that's right. Billy Harper's the one that went to North Texas. Excuse me, not Billy Pierce.
That's right. I knew it was
Yeah.
one of the Billies. All right, here's a musical question. So everybody should get this. What standard is the Charlie Parker tune Quasimodo based on?
Play it and we'll tell you.
I should know this. I'm sure Rob knows this. Rob knows everything.
Sing the melody. I don't know what's the melody again.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I'll give you a little bit of music.
Play this is Lambert.
Okay.
Any guesses so far?
Nope.
Can you play the solo?
Yeah, I'll play the solo. Here you go. Oh, I guess it quit out on me.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
nobody
So,
heard the changes?
yeah, I don't recognize it.
Embraceable
I-
you.
Embraceable you. Wow.
You're
Okay.
kidding me.
Wow.
I did not hear that, but
Not anything like embraceable you.
That's
Yeah, I mean, if anything, the bridge would have been more of a giveaway because that bridge is just unmistakable. But no,
Bob,
I
Bob McWilliams says, I embrace this question.
Yeah.
yes.
Well, it's probably the one thing that throws you off is embraceable you is a ballad, and that's not. So that
Yeah.
probably.
But
Huh.
there you go. Now everybody knows you. You'll never forget it. The changes are audible for sure, says Shep. So,
Mm.
All right. Next one here I'll read the slide because putting them up seems to be a problem. But it says, while jazz began in the 20s with a bang, it flourished in the 30s, mainly as a result of political boss Tom Pendergast. During Prohibition, he allowed alcohol to flow in Kansas City, and as an entertainment center, Kansas City had no equal during these dry times in the United States. This wide open town image attracted displaced musicians from everywhere in mid-America. Throughout the Depression, Kansas City bands continued to play while other bands across the nation folded. The city was shielded from the worst depression due to an early form of the New Deal style public works projects that provided jobs. That was a whole nother level of corruption, but kept money in people's pockets and affluence that kept dance-oriented nightlife in town swinging. So if you didn't know kind of the basic history of Pendergast era, that was it. And that's how Kansas City maintained its prominence with jazz. Next question. I'm going to make sure you see this slide here. Who sculpted the Charlie Parker head at 18th and Vine? And it's okay if you don't know it. This is a weird question, but we all know it's there, and we all know
Yeah.
what got put in. But have we ever taken the time to know who did the work?
We've all taken pictures in front of it. I know that.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. The only thing missing from the sculpture is a saxophone.
Maybe.
Well, he's actually, you can see he's puckering up. I mean, he's got his embouchure
Yeah.
like he's playing, but there's no horn.
So I'm assuming nobody have an answer to that. It's kind of obscure, but I thought it'd be fun to share with everyone. The answer, Robert Graham, who was born in Mexico City, Mexico in 1938, and married actress Angelica Houston in 1992. He was married to Angelica Houston and died December 27th, 2008. So this is the guy. And
Wow.
and as I researched him a little more, he did some other fantastic installations around the country. And it's pretty interesting to look him up and see the other things he's done. He was prominent for sure in the art world. Next question. What town in Oklahoma gave Kansas City both Jay McShann and Claude Fiddler Williams?
Good grief. I know Jim knows this one.
Dang it.
I saw his smirk. I'm pretty sure it's
Oh, he's smirking all right.
Do I have to be able to spell it correctly?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess.
It's bonus points.
Yeah, I'm lousy at this game.
Yeah.
But no, you're not, Stan. Tell us a good story and it'll be all better. You'll get bonus points for that. Did you ever play with Claude or Jay?
Actually, I did. I played with Claude several times. It was always a hoot. My favorite thing about Claude was he would always take the first solo, and then after everybody else soloed, he would take another solo on every. Like I remember the first time I was on stage with him, I thought, "Oh, we're taking this tune out. We're gonna play the head now. Everybody's soloing all this, and I'm getting ready to play the melody, and all of a sudden, whoa, he's taking another solo." It's like,
Yeah.
the only person I ever heard do that. Like, but I remember we used to like to have drummers He hated busy drummers. He wanted the drummer to just play time. And there's a famous story where, and I'm going to have to change the language here, but there was a drummer that was getting a little too creative on the grid, and Claude turned around and said,
So
"Quit playing all that BS." Only he said, "Quit playing all that BS and just play some MF time."
great,
He wasn't
great
sure
story.
what he wanted.
So Bob McWilliams says that if on a clue, if you don't know this one, think of a Jay McShann album that Claude was also on.
Yeah, I also, but I know that's not right.
I said near Tulsa.
Tulsa. What do you got? Muskogee is correct.
Yeah. I said near
Is
Tulsa.
that near Tulsa?
Dang it.
I don't even know. I should know.
I'm liking Jim Mair less and less as this contest goes on.
He's the ringer, man.
That's my buddy.
Man.
Hey,
I've got a few wrong.
the ones that had 4 answers, he only got 3.
Right.
Oh,
wait,
you really messed up, Jim.
No, actually, I think he was the only one who got all 4.
I
Yeah.
think Jim knew the answers. He just withheld them to make us feel better.
Probably.
I got a trivia question.
Okay.
Herschel, I don't want to steal your thunder.
Go ahead. What's 4?
Who introduced Charlie Parker to Dizzy Gillespie?
I should know that.
I don't mean to make anybody look foolish, but
Oh,
No.
it's late.
A good
You-
one.
I've been looking foolish all night. It wasn't-
these foolish things remind me of me.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
The name of the album was The Man from Muskogee, if you don't know the Jay McShann album.
Mm.
On the Sackville label.
There you go. So what's the answer, Jim? Who introduced him?
Step Buddy Anderson.
Hmm.
Bernard Step Buddy Anderson.
Really?
Wow.
Charlie Parker question that's not on here. I'll ask everybody. If you're watching, please feel free to answer as well. On the first album that I think that he cut was a two single side. Charlie Parker did Now's the Time and maybe Billy's Bounce. Maybe it was the first recording he did. Who played piano on that record? And I'll tell you, it's not a piano player.
Dizzy.
Dizzy's right.
Hmm.
Yeah. I just learned that myself from I think it was Joe. Next question. Best known for playing another instrument, what Kansas City native made a piano duo album with Bill Evans in 1959?
Great.
Best known for playing another instrument, what Kansas City native made a piano duo album with Bill Evans in 1959? And I'll give you a big hint if you know it, but the name of the album is The Ivory Hunters Double-Barreled Piano. And it's got a actual elephant on the front of it, like they were actually hunting elephants, which is not politically correct in 2020. But this in 1959, that's what was on the front of the album cover.
Hmm.
I bet Jim's got the answer. Go ahead, man.
Bob Brookmeyer,
Oh, man.
exactly correct.
Dang it.
Unreal.
Jason, you work with Bob Brookmeyer quite a bit.
Well, when we were in school, he came by a few times. That's true.
Yeah.
He was a character.
Did he make anybody cry?
He made me cry. No, no. He was just real straightforward. Let's just put it like that.
Uh-huh.
He got great music out of his hands.
Oh yeah.
The way he would shape. Yeah, he just conducted shapes and
Did you study with him at all, Jim?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
I tell you what, when he did come to UMKC, way back in the dark ages, I mean, we learned a whole lot. and man, there's some beautiful orchestrations. Really, the person that can really tell you probably at length will probably be Paul Roberts, really, because I think Paul Roberts spent a lot of time, learning orchestration from him. But yeah, he was something else.
Mike Parkinson he had an amazing setup of visiting artists. It was just phenomenal, like Toshiko and Claire Fisher.
Yeah.
On and on.
So I was just told that he also conducted the Mel Lewis Orchestra.
I'll tell you a funny Bob Brookmeyer story, not to offend anybody, but he said when he left the Thad and Mal band, and when I think he moved to Europe, like Norway, came back and conducted them again. He said they were playing the same GD wrong notes when I left.
Oh.
I just thought that was interesting. I mean, he has amazing ears, but the fact
But they play those GD wrong notes better than other bands do.
Yeah, they were playing the same wrong note.
Same wrong notes.
Next question. Next question. This is something, if you've watched any of the interviews we do here on Live Jazz KC through Convo and Bravo with Rob Sheps hosting. We did our very first one was a 2-part interview. It took 2 different nights, but we interviewed Bobby Watson. And he told the story of his career over the course of 4 hours. And it was long. It was wonderful and very educational for myself. But I learned something that I didn't realize or I hadn't never paid attention to. But when Bobby left Art Blakey's Jazz Messengers, who replaced him on alto?
Branford Marsalis.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, I think did I tell you that, Stan?
No, Bobby told me.
Bobby, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting fact. And, most people don't think of him as an alto guy, but of course, naturally, he is. We're buzzing along. Where did Coleman Hawkins study harmony and music composition while still in high school?
You want me to shout it out?
I want everyone to get a chance to answer this. Everyone knows that he's was born in St. Joe, Missouri, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't stay there. Where did he go? And where did he study harmony and music composition while still in high school?
County Mission South.
That would make sense considering this town.
What? With Doug Talley? Is that what you mean, Stan?
Northwest, man.
With Doug Talley. Yeah.
He said Northwest,
He's in Northwest.
not South.
So, Brad, do you have a guess? Brad?
No,
Jason, you have a
no
guess?
guess. No guess.
Jim, give us the answer. Topeka at Washburn
Washburn.
College. Washburn College, now Washburn University, naturally, and where Dr. Craig Trinan is, the head of the music department.
Man. Shawnee Mission Northwest was close, Stan.
I'm going to put the slide up for this one. Hopefully it works for everybody can see it. Name 2 bassists in Robert Altman's 1996 film, Kansas City. Now, I found 3 bassists in the information, 2 of which are fairly big name guys nationally, one of which is a local bass player, and I'm hoping somebody knows that.
Got it. Is that the question, the local guy?
No, just name 2 of the 3.
Okay.
Yep, it's not showing my slide, so I'm going to turn it off. Name 2 of the 3 bassists in Robert Altman's 1996 film, Kansas City. Now, I was just getting out of high school when that thing was being filmed and released and whatnot. But I remember coming down to the Jazz District right afterwards when they still had a lot of the building fronts were there and it still looked like a movie set to some degree. And there was a club on the corner of 19th and Vine. Was it Club Mardi Gras? Was that the name of it? You may know.
Probably.
On the be the northeast corner of 19th and Vine. And that was the first place I ever played with a
where
big
they
band
filmed it,
gig.
right? Wasn't that where they filmed the?
Part of the movie. Yeah, they filmed part of the movie there. And that was the first place I ever got hired to come play with the big band as a 17 or 18-year-old kid with my saxophone. It was a pretty good time.
I was going to say something else.
No.
It was the first place I got high.
Hired. No. It was the first call I'd gotten to play with the big band down in the Jazz. It was a big deal for me. But it was at the now the Mardi Gras, the walls are falling in, I think. But it may have let me see the answer. What do you got, Stan? What's your guess? Milt, Abel, and Ray Brown. Neither one's correct. Jason, what do you got?
Not surprised.
Nothing.
Jim, what do you got? Tyrone Clark and Christian McBride. Those are two of the three.
Oh.
Darn, I was gonna say Tyrone, and then I thought I can't just say that
What year?
out of nowhere.
And I was going to say Christian McBride, but I thought it was like way earlier. What year was that made?
It was released in 96, probably filmed in 94 or 5.
It's a lot more recent than I thought. Yeah, I should have guessed.
And
that.
the other bass player given credit in that movie was
I actually had Christian down and I scratched it out.
Ron Carter.
Hmm.
Stan, you might be thinking about Mr. and Mrs. Bridge, because that featured Milt and Richard Ross, Charles Perkins, I think.
That's it. You know what house that was filmed in? It's across the street from Moose Park. You know the house.
Yeah, right. Forgot about that.
So I was working. Speaking of that film, not that this is on the same subject. I was working at a health food store at 43rd and Main called Clearly Nature's Own. And whenever anybody was in town, that's where they went if they were into health food. Like, people would fly in and they'd have a layover. So they would come. So I met a few people, Kevin Bacon and what's his name from MASH, Farrell. And anyway, so I'm cashiering. And who comes through my line but Joanne Woodward. And she was in town with Paul she wasn't in the film, but she was in town. And she had this basket full of fruit, whatever, that she was giving to the crew. And
Lost your sound, Stan.
I knew immediately who she was. So we started
You
talking.
guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's about, Paul Newman's really short. She's even
Okay.
shorter than him. She's tiny.
Hmm.
Very sweet lady.
Wow.
Great.
Just normal people, Most people are.
Next question. And we only got about 5 more questions left, I think. Sam Wiseman and Todd Strait were both born in Topeka, Kansas. And probably the Lifer brothers as well, because they grew up there. Who are 2 members of the Thad Jones Mel Lewis band who were also born in Topeka, Kansas? And one of them should be fairly easy. A hint, it's not the Lifer brothers.
Right. I know one of them.
Got one of them.
Yep. Think of the other one.
One of them, I think, is a slam dunk.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, you ready? So all at once, what's the one answer we all know?
Bob Bowman.
Bowman.
Bob Bowman. Exactly. Second one, Ed Neumeister.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's not know that, man.
John Mosca. I knew it was one of those guys.
Here's something you guys probably don't know. Bob Bowman and Sam Weissman lived in the same house at one point. I mean,
Wow.
not at the same time. And they didn't find that out until years later.
That's something.
Interesting.
Daughter.
So Stan, this one's for you, and hopefully it will give you some boost. But I think everyone should have a shot at this, But what trumpeter? We're on a trumpeter here, Stan. It's not all saxophone. What trumpeter originally from Kansas City, Kansas, made a mark with Horace Silver's band?
That's easy.
Okay.
But I can't remember his name.
The last album he did was on mine.
Damn it. I
Oh.
can't, I've got a mental block. What is his name? Oh, damn it. I know who it is. I met the man. We all met him. Good grief. I just played one of his tunes the other day too, and I got CRS, okay?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
I know,
man.
I know what it is.
So what trumpet originally from Kansas City, Kansas, made a mark with Horst Silver's band?
I got it.
Carmel.
Carmel Jones. Carmel, nice job, Jason. Jim, nice job, Stan.
Yep.
I got a
Brad?
funny Carmel story.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Everybody does. So I went to see him down at the Signboard Bar, which was a jazz club off the lobby of Crown Center. It was like the place in town at that time. So what, mid 80s and or early 80s. And Carmel had just moved back and he was playing with, Ron Vincent and Paul Smith and Bowman probably. And I'm sitting there in the audience just like, oh my God. And he's just playing his butt off. And he's walking out on break to go to the bathroom, which was in the lobby. And I was following him and, like the dumb young kid, I'm trying to think of, well, what can I say to this guy? So I go, oh, excuse me, Mr. Jones. And he turns around and he goes, yes. And I said, I'm Stan Kessler. I'm a trumpet player here in town. I really loved your playing on Song from My Father. And he went ballistic. And he started screaming at me. He goes, I hated that album. Horace totally sold out. And it freaked me out. I was so scared. I just wanted to disappear. And then he turned around and left. And, he didn't like the album. He didn't like the song. And if you notice, he doesn't play a solo on Song for My Father, and he's not on side B. He's only on 2 tunes on that album.
Interesting. Good story, man.
Something must have happened. Maybe he quit, or maybe he got let go during this.
Maybe Horace got the same treatment you did.
Well, I don't know. But most of the time he was, other than that, he was really, really nice. I just pushed the wrong button, it started off on the wrong foot.
I got a couple of Carmel stories.
Yeah.
The last album he did was my first album. He played 4 cuts on that.
Yeah.
And we had to piece his solo together because his dentures kept slipping.
Oh, poor guy.
But that was pretty cool. And then there was one other story. He was involved in the Hyatt collapse. He was playing that day.
Wow.
Back in 1981, I think. And they
Steve Miller Orchestra.
yeah, I think they were playing Satin Doll.
They were playing Satin Doll, and because of that, it was unwritten, but nobody played Satin Doll in Kansas City for years. It was forbidden.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It was like 10 years later before anybody had the nerve to play Satin Doll again in Kansas City. I had a roommate. Do you remember? Did you ever know Pete Whitman? Did anybody know Pete Whitman? He lives in Minneapolis now, but he's a great tenor player.
Yeah.
He was my roommate. We were living on Locust Street, like 41st and Locust. He was on that gig, and he came home, and he literally had blood on his shirt, and his face was white as a sheet. And I said, "What happened?" And he told me. I didn't know about it. And then we turned the TV on. It was all over. Poor guy. He was in shock. Poor guy. But yeah, I feel sorry for anybody who actually was there.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that, both of those, Jim and Stan. And just real quick, I wanted to make sure I pointed out, Jim, and feel free to take a moment to talk about it as well. If you don't know, Jim leads the music department at Kansas Community College, which is incredible and has a history of being very highly regarded, but has also, as of late last few years, won a number of Downbeat Jazz Awards with their students. Their vocal jazz ensemble, their small combo, the RSS trio that we all know from the Green Lady with Reyes and Schley and those guys. Adam Bender, son of Carl Bender, right? Everyone knows Carl. His son Adam won a vocal Jazz Downbeat Award. So outstanding soloist awards, recording engineering for Brady Rose, won in recording engineering, and they continue to put out excellent students, musicians, professionals in this town. Guys like Chris Hazelton went there, and Nick Rowland, and you can probably name more than me, Jim. I know I went there myself before you got there, but Bobby Watson was there, and they've continued for a long time to have a great history of music, and there's scholarships available, Jim. I know you mentioned to me the other day that there's still plenty of scholarships available for the next school year in 2021. And
Yes.
and so contact Jim Mair at college if you have anybody who's interested, or you know anyone interested, or you want to pass that along to your students.
I need to go back. I clearly need to go back to school because I don't know the answer to any of these questions.
Hey, can I plug the school that I teach at as well?
Absolutely.
Oh, as long as we're plugging schools. And speaking of Bobby Watson, he just retired from head of the jazz department at UMKC. I'm there at adjunct faculty, so we have a nice program as well. You know, there's really some great programs in Kansas City in general. I mean,
Well, for sure. UMKC is not to be left out. I wasn't trying to slight it whatsoever.
I know, but
I mean, look at all the UMKC alums sitting right here, 3 of the 4 of you anyhow. And you know, the faculty they have there now, I mean, it's just amazing. And KU is no different. Even Johnson County Community College, Ryan Heinlein doing great things out there. So
in fact, I remember a young tenor player named Jim Mair at UMKC when I was there. Were you in there in 1980?
In 88 through 90.
Right.
Somehow,
Because that's when I met you.
Yep.
I was there in some functionality. I don't know. So,
But you were a grad student there, right? You started as a grad student coming in.
I did, yes.
yeah. I remember seeing you perform at a concert when you were at school, but I don't remember why. Anyway.
Next, so moving on, but thanks for taking the time to talk about that. That's important. I mean, continuing to build this history in Kansas City is going to continue to educate these young kids coming up. There's a huge.
Hey, Stan.
Yeah.
When I moved to town, I think one of the groups you were leading was Pyramid.
Oh yeah, right.
How long did that group last, and who was in that?
Let's see. It was Tim Davis on drums, Tim Brewer on bass, Harry Miller on piano, myself, and my ex-wife Rebecca Reed was the singer. And
you guys played at Milton's a lot, didn't you?
no, we played at a place out in Johnson County called what was the name of that place? It's in Corporate Woods.
Oh, Annie Santa Fe?
No, but it's close to that. What was the name of that place? Starts with an M. Anyway, I think we might have played a couple other places as well. That band, I think, went on for about a year, maybe. But we were already divorced, and it got to be a little bit of an emotional strain for me to work with my ex-wife. So I had to, after a while, I thought, yeah, I can't do this anymore. But
Man, you mentioned
he was great. He was terrific.
you mentioned Tim Davis. Man, I always really appreciated his playing. His drumming is just phenomenal. I just loved hearing him play.
Yeah, he's in
Chicago, right?
Yeah.
He's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Next question. Only have a few more left, so I want to get through them because we're a little over on time, but I think everyone's enjoying it anyway. This Kansas City vocalist can also be found playing trumpet and trombone.
Can you say that again, please?
This Kansas City vocalist, he can also be found playing trumpet and trombone.
Well, okay.
And he worked at my high school as well.
Well, I don't know. I can
Oh boy.
take a guess.
And
I'm guessing.
like the nicest guy on planet Earth.
Though, then maybe I'm right.
Next to you, Brad.
I got an answer.
Go for it. Jason, what you got?
Duck.
Duck. That's right.
Oh, it's not Lonnie?
Oh, not Lonnie.
Warner.
Duck
Lester
Warner.
Duck Warner.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Okay.
I didn't know him.
I've actually seen him play.
Plays
They're both,
valve
Hey.
trombone.
saying
Yeah,
the guys,
Val Trombone.
they're both nicest guys in the world.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Next question, only a couple left. What musician that began his career in Kansas City has been a member of the Steve Swallow Quintet as well as worked with Norah Jones, amongst many others as well? That's just a couple people I picked out.
I dare Jim to write the answer on the dog.
And Paul Motion,
And Paul Motion. So Jim knows.
Electric Bebop Band.
Oh,
Now say the question again.
What musician that began his career in Kansas City has been a member of the Steve Swallow Quintet, Paul Motion Band, worked with Norah Jones, and recently released an album with Ted Nash?
Oh, okay, that's easy.
I knew it'd be. It's a great album too. It's the West Side Story album.
That actually, he has two albums with Ted Nash and Ben Allison. There's one before that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's the same group.
I'm out.
The answer is Steve Cardenas.
Oh, man.
We just had a Zoom meeting with Steve and I. We had a Christmas Zoom meeting.
Not what?
Some of the-
You're close to him for sure. Hey Jim, what's your dog's name?
Pardon me?
I was asking Jim, what's the name of his dog?
Eddie.
Eddie.
Teddy.
Teddy. Oh,
Eddie.
Here's a Steve Carden. I got a Steve Carden story for you. We were playing at club in Westport. I can't remember the name of the place. It was a place owned by the mafia. Gosh darn it, I can't remember anything. Anyway, we played there once a week. It was a quintet. It was Arnie Young and Jack Blackett on tenor and usually Gary Nelson on guitar. And I can't remember who was playing bass in that group. Anyway, Gary had to send a sub one time to play guitar. And this kid shows up. He's like 17, blonde. He's got a blonde fro. And he didn't say a word to anybody. He was so shy. And we're all looking at this guy going, who is this guy? And why did Gary send him? And then he starts playing. And basically, we're playing a lot of standards, and he's just reading out of the fake book. And it was Steve. And that was when I met Steve. And oddly enough, we went to the same high school, but we were several years apart. I didn't know him, but that was my first encounter. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's playing his butt off. But he wouldn't talk to anybody. Unlike now, he has no problem talking to people now, but that was something else. I'll never forget that. The Harris house.
So
We were playing at the Harris house.
oh yeah. Next question is sort of a two-part question, but it's both. I'll start with the first part. What was Pat Metheny's first instrument, and who was his teacher?
I know the first answer.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's kind of a funny thing too. First,
And who was his first teacher? If you know that, it's interesting. Brad, do you have any guesses?
Nope.
Well, excuse me, was he the teacher?
I guess on the teacher.
Excuse me, was it the teacher of his first instrument?
Yes.
Hmm.
And this is per Wikipedia, so who knows how actually accurate it is.
You know what he played.
So if you don't, Jim, what's your answer?
Oh, wait, I found the answer. No, I'm kidding.
Bass, Monty? No, wrong.
Trumpet.
Trumpet is right.
Oh, and his dad.
From it, what his brother was his first teacher,
Oh God, that's ridiculous.
and then his dad and his grandpa also played trumpet.
I played trumpet.
Monty Musa was his first guitar teacher.
Yeah, Monty Muse was first guitar. Well, there you go.
Different question. Jim.
I think you have to give Jim a point on that one, Mark.
Jim gets a point.
Herschel.
Sure.
I mean,
We'll give him 4,000 points.
4,000 points.
Yeah, they're a family of trumpet players. Go figure.
All right, next question, Pat Metheny as well. How many Grammy Awards does Pat Metheny have? Has he won?
I don't know.
8,000.
It's a lot. And I was going to make it multiple choice, but
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw out a number here.
it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. 8,000, 12. We got 19. Brad, what's your guess?
I think it's 20.
20 is correct.
Oh,
Interesting, though. He's the only artist to win a Grammy in 10 different categories. He's been nominated for 37 Grammys in 13 categories.
wow.
Really?
Really.
How many? Well, like what? Category?
I could look it up again on his website, but that's where I pulled it all from.
Okay.
I really think I should get 30,000 points for answering that one.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, that's
Yep.
that was like a
Oh, good. Jim and I are now tied.
Canadian dollars.
no, you're tied.
The Canadians are tied.
All
Boom.
Now, Jim, here you go. This is where I said we'll get back to it. This saxophonist was born in Denton, Texas, but spent his childhood in KCK and is known for his featured solo on Blue and Sentimental. Who is he?
Give them a hint.
Strangely, that is the first tune I played in a high school big band where I got an outstanding soloist certificate at the end of it at Pittsburgh State Jazz Festival when I was a sophomore in high school. We played that, and I played the Blue and Sentimental solo.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Cheyenne Mission North, but that was actually while I was at Turner High School
Oh,
for a year.
Was the 1 o'clock band around back then in Denton?
It would have been.
Well, he grew up in KCK, and he was best known for a featured solo.
He's just born in Denton.
Born in Denton, and then but his most famous solo was Blue and Sentimental, right? So, any guesses? Jimmy, you can hold yours.
The Old Testament Basie Band.
Yeah, Herschel Evans.
Herschel Evans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that who you're named after, Herschel?
No, I'd like to think so, but it's after my dad and my,
I'd start saying that.
and my great grandpa.
he's in a long line of Herschels.
Long line. I'm the fourth. Herschel the fourth.
Herschel Ford.
Yes. And we've come to the last question. And this is I don't know how easy. I wouldn't have known the answer, but I think anybody who's been around here a while, been around UMKC, maybe would know it. But this Kansas City-born vocalist recorded with the Stan Kenton Band after studying clarinet throughout middle school and high school. Who is she? And her first singing gig was in Columbia, Missouri.
Decade.
Me too, Jason.
Can you give us a time frame?
Yeah. She was born 1927, died in 2009.
Wow.
And came after Anita O'Day and those guys in the Kenton Band, but sang with Kenton Band.
All right, so it's not Marilyn May. Okay,
No.
She's no longer alive.
I knew that.
She was born, I'll give you her birth name was Mary Jean Lautzenheiser was her birth name. Mary Jean Lautzenheiser.
Wow.
Those are
Wow.
Nice Italian girl, huh?
So
Yeah.
if you don't have a guess, Jim, you have a guess?
Don't.
Chris Connor.
Chris
yeah,
Connor.
Wow.
That's right. I forgot.
Well, it was really fun getting hammered by you guys.
Hey, I appreciate everybody getting on and doing this, and I appreciate everyone watching right now and have tuned in for this live stream, just letting us show how much we don't know or do know in Jim's case. But Jason, I appreciate you very much, man. Do you have any good news to tell anybody what you've been up to lately? Any doing anything good?
Oh, right. It looks like your screen froze. What's going on with me is that I just released a single. Unit on, you can find it pretty much on Apple Music or Spotify.
Nice.
And we begin getting some listens. You know, I want to see some more downloads and things like that, of course. But we're trying to work it out. I mean, you know, I feel like a brand new player, starting off fresh. You know, yeah, but it's fun. It's fun to still have the horn on my face, and of course, you know, like you guys, I would love to be able to get out and about, but we got to do it safe. You know,
For
so
sure.
I don't have any problem waiting. Just trying to make as much music as I can in my basement.
Hey, thanks, man. Well, we appreciate you. You're a wonderful musician, so we look forward to hearing that. Jim, I know you got a lot of things going on at the college we talked about, but anything else that we should know?
I don't think so.
All right.
Our jazz summit this year will be virtual, and our hope is for the basically Basie competition. We can attract bands from around the world because they won't have to travel here.
Mm.
Yeah, cool idea.
Yeah. So that I'm kind of excited. I'm learning a lot from my colleagues. Like they've done a lot more of that than I have. But I really appreciate you asking, Herschel. Thanks for having me tonight.
Sure. And Stan, you got anything to say?
Never.
Any words of wisdom or otherwise?
I'm still teaching, you know, remotely,
Yeah.
UMKC and some private stuff. I've been doing some Facebook Live things. I got one Wednesday night on my Facebook timeline with Danny Embry at 7 p.m. We're broadcasting from Southminster Presbyterian Church. I found a space that's big and safe.
Nice. Well, I saw your live stream the other day. It was great.
Oh yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up for that again. I'll remind you.
Yeah. Sure. Brad,
You know,
good life.
just like what Jason said, just eagerly awaiting the day when things are safe and we can start performing again. I am just writing tons of new charts for my groups to play whenever we can play again. So I'm real excited about that. A lot of great music out there that needs to be brought to the public's attention, and that's kind of my mission. So just doing a lot of writing.
Awesome. Well, again, thanks guys for everybody. And Live Jazz KC, I know for me, it's a passion that we continue to bring music to people, even though they can't go out and see the music. We'll try to bring it to them and do these things. And I hope in the future, if we do more of these, you would be agreeable to do another one at some point or spread the word, because it's, you know, something fun and I've enjoyed it. And I hope everybody else has enjoyed it as much as I have. So with that, I would say again, everybody's watching, please, if you're so inclined to donate to the Musicians Assistance Fund, that can be done through Venmo at Live Jazz KC or at livejazzkc.com/donate. But from there, I will just say thank you to everybody who's been here, and we appreciate you very much, and we'll talk soon.
Good to see you guys.
Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
I'm waiting for this thing to close out. Well, if I drop you, I drop.